Good morning, students. We're going to start another chapter. Before that, you close your eyes and once again you pray. Okay, now the chapter is chapter 5, the fundamental unit of life. Chapter 5. Chapter 5, the fundamental unit of life. So this is the chapter we are going to discuss. Chapter 5, the fundamental unit of life. So you already studied I explained in the previous chapter, tissues. Tissue is a group of cells having same structure and function. That is and at that time I told you that our body is made up of different type of cells. Actually, who discovered? ആദ്യമായിട്ട് who actually discovered a cell? Cell ആദ്യമായിട്ട് ഡിസ്കവർ ചെയ്തേക്കുന്ന ആരാണെന്ന് നമ്മൾ നോക്കാം. റോബർട്ട് ഹുക്ക് is the name of the scientist is called Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke. In year 1665, he observed some cork എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഈ ബോട്ടിലൊക്കെ ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന ഒരു സാധനമാണ്, സോഫ്റ്റ് വുഡ്. ദാറ്റ് വൺ ഈസ് ആക്ച്വലി കോർക്ക്. ഇത് ആക്ച്വലി ടേക്കൺ ഫ്രം ദ ബാർക്ക് ഓഫ് എ ട്രീയുടെ ബാർക്കിൽ നിന്ന് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നതാണ് ആ കോർക്ക്. ആ കോർക്ക് ഹി സ്ലൈസ്ഡ് സം കോർക്ക്, ചെറുതായിട്ട് കട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഹി ഒബ്സർവ് അണ്ടർ എ മൈക്രോസ്കോപ്പ് ദാറ്റ് ടൈം ദെർ വാസ് നോ മൈക്രോസ്കോപ്പ്. പക്ഷേ ഹി managed to make some old type of microscope using some magnifying lenses, convex lens ഉപയോഗിച്ച് he made a microscope and he observed those cork under the microscope, and then he happened to see a picture almost somewhat like this. It is you can see a diagram. He happened to see something like this. So many units like this, and then he is the first one to observe this one under a simple microscope, and he gave a name, this one cell. Cell means actually cellinte artham is a Latin word. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ റോബർട്ട് ഹുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു he named a cell. Cellinte, it is a Latin word. The meaning of this Latin word is little room. So ചെറിയ റൂംസ് ആയിട്ടാണ് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് തോന്നിയത്. So he called it a little the cell. Cell means the meaning of cell is little room. അപ്പോൾ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് cell was discovered by this method. So who discovered the cell? Robert Hooke in 1665. And how he discovered, he took some cork എടുത്തിട്ട് he sliced this and looked under a very primitive microscope, and he happened to see something like this, and then he called this one as cell. The meaning of this cell is little room. It is a Latin word. So now if you examine any living organism, you can see it is made up of this kind of subunits, and or we can say this is the basic unit of all living organism. Basic unit എന്ന് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് ഇപ്പോൾ ബിൽഡിംഗ് ഈസ് മേഡ് അപ്പ് ഓഫ് ബ്രിക്സ്, ബ്ലോക്ക്, ലൈക്ക് എക്സെട്ര. ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു ബിൽഡിംഗ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിരിക്കുന്ന ബ്രിക്ക് കൊണ്ടാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ ബോഡി അല്ലെ ബോഡി ഓഫ് ഓൾ ലിവിങ് ഓർഗാനിസം, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് മേഡ് അപ്പ് ഓഫ് ദിസ് units like this. So this is a basic unit of all living organisms. So it is a basic unit. So cell is the basic unit of all living organisms, and you can see this experiment we will, after coming back I will show under the microscope. If we take a onion, അതായത് ഒരു സവോളയോ ഉള്ളിയോ എന്തെങ്കിലും എടുത്തിട്ട് we peel out and keep it under the microscope, stain ചെയ്ത് there is a stain called സഫ്രാൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു സ്റ്റെയിൻ ഉണ്ട്. ആ സ്റ്റെയിൻ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് കളർ കൊടുത്തിട്ട് അത് മൈക്രോസ്കോപ്പിൽ വെച്ച് നോക്കുകയാണ്. യു ക്യാൻ സീ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് മേഡ് ഓഫ് സോ മെനി സബ് യൂണിറ്റ്സ്. ഇങ്ങനെ ഇതുപോലെ നമുക്ക് there is a diagram given in the text to cells of the you can see it like this. നമുക്ക് ഈസി ആയിട്ട് കാണാൻ സാധിക്കും. I will show it after reopening. And even if you take a small onion or big onion, cells will be alike. There is no difference in the size of the cell. Whatever be the size of the onion, the cell size will be all same. So there are organisms. Our body is made up of millions and millions of cells. We studied different type of cells, millions and millions of different type of cells. But there are organisms with only one cell. For example, you studied that amoeba. It is an organism with only one cell. And you can see with this only one cell, they can do all the life activity, life process which you have studied. They can respire, they can feed, they can excrete, all the activity they do with this single cell. There are so many single celled organisms like this, which with one cell they can do all the life activities. So this is how the discovery. But after the discovery of the cells, some other scientists also contributed to the development of the study of cell. Study of cell actually it is called cytology now. Study of cell is cytology. അത് ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്ത there are other scientists. അപ്പം നമുക്കറിയാം these scientists are named Robert Brown, next scientist. Robert Brown, the Robert Hooke. Next one is Robert Brown. After the discovery of the cell, Robert Hooke, another scientist called Robert Brown. He is the one who found a nucleus that is present in the cell. In all the cells you can see it is contained nucleus. Nucleus illata cell under red blood cell, no nucleus. But you can see the next important discovery is Robert Brown. He discovered nucleus in the cell. Next scientist, Purkinje, another scientist. From cellum kandu, nucleus kandu. Purkinje, another scientist. So his contribution is, he understood that inside the cell there is a thick fluid is there. There is a fluid inside the cell. You know the name of the fluid is called cytoplasm. The nucleus is called protoplasm. So this fluid, he is the one who discovered that one. So the fluid together with the nucleus, it is called protoplasm. Protoplasm, this one, cytoplasm plus nucleus, this is protoplasm. So he is the one who discovered this protoplasm. And next scientist called Schweden and Swan. These are the two scientists. The name of the scientist, Schweden and Swan. Schweden and Swan. Two scientists, Schweden and Swan. These scientists put forward a theory. Theory. This is a theory. According to this, the theory is called cell theory. Actually, they made a theory. They put forward a theory. The theory is called cell theory. This theory has only two things. They say one thing about the cell theory is all the living organisms are made up of cell. That is the basic unit of all living organisms. And then they say second point they said is this one. A new cell is produced from the pre-existing cell. അതിനർത്ഥം എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഒരു പുതിയ സെൽ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത് നേരത്തെ ഉള്ള സെല്ലിൽ നിന്ന്. അതായത് അമീബ എന്നൊരു പുതിയ അമീബ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത് ആഫ്റ്റർ സെൽ ഡിവിഷനാണ്. സെയിം തിങ് You can see new cells are produced in the body from the old cell divide ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് പുതിയ cell ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത്. So new cells are produced from the arise from the pre-existing cell, and this is the cell theory. Okay, now we can observe any type of cell because we have now new very expensive microscopes are there. These are called you can see the a different type of microscope which help us to see the different parts of the cell. So now organisms are classified into two based on the number of cells. You can see some organisms they have only one cell. You know such organism with only one cell is called unicellular organism. You already studied that one. Uni means one. Organism with only one cell are called unicellular, and that is the second type is organism like for example here amoeba is example, amoeba paramecium, chlamydomonas, so many unicellular organisms are there. Then organism with many cells are called multicellular organism. Multicellular human being, the bigger plants which we are seeing all are multicellular. Unicellular we cannot see with our naked eye because they are very small. So there are in a multicellular organism like us different type of cells are there. There is no need of explaining about different type of cells because you know we have muscle cells, we have nerve cell. Diagrams are given in the textbook. You can see muscle fiber it is shown in the textbook, and the spindle shaped muscle fiber, that diagram is there. Then you can see there is a nerve cell is also given in the textbook as examples. Different type of multicellular organism, different type of cells are there. This is a nerve cell diagram is given in the textbook. You know it. Then you can see egg or ovum. You can see the unicellular ovum means egg, and that is also is made up by unicellular cell is like this. It is given. And also you can see bone cell, fat cell, all these diagrams are there in the textbook. It is given. These are different type of cells, and they are performing different functions in our body. Okay, you already know that blood contains 3 different type of cells, and all those things you already studied. So the cells are having different shape. For example, one muscle is spindle shaped. This is a muscle cell, and you can see it is spindle shaped, and that is actually it is the muscle is for contraction. That is one function, contraction and relaxation. Then nerve cell, it is having another function. It is transmitting impulses. അതായത് മെസ്സേജ് ഒരു ബോഡിയുടെ ഒരു പാർട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് മറ്റേ അതർ പാർട്ടിലേക്ക് ട്രാൻസ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നെർവ് സെൽ. So that also is having a different shape. Like all cells are different. Why cells are different? Why cells are different? Because they are having a different function. Because of that one, the cells are of different size and shape. And so multicellular organism, different type of cells are there because of the different functions, work they are doing. Different functions allowed, different type of cells are there. And if you examine a cell inside the cell, we are going to if you examine a cell, the inside part of the cell, you can see it contains so many structures are inside. From nucleus matravalla, inside the cell, yes, for example, this is a plant cell, and you can see a plant cell. And if you examine this is you examine the cell, this is the cytoplasm liquid like a. ഒരു സെല്ലെന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു എഗ് ഒരു സെല്ലായിട്ട് വേണേൽ കണക്കാക്കാം. ന്യൂക്ലിയസ് is there. This is a cytoplasm. This is a nucleus. ഇത് നേരത്തെ നമുക്ക് അറിയാവുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ. Then inside this cytoplasm, so many other structures are there. So many structures. You can see so many different type of structures are there. നിങ്ങൾ അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് യു മൈറ്റ് ഹാവ് ഹേർഡ് അബൌട്ട് മൈറ്റോകോൺട്രിയ. നിങ്ങൾ പഠിച്ച ഒരു സ്ട്രക്ചറാണ് മൈറ്റോകോൺട്രിയ. So mitochondria. And if you examine plant cell in the chloroplast will be there. you can see chloroplast will be there. So many other structures like you will study later, Golgi body, rhizomes, so many different type of structures are there in the cytoplasm. These structures, excluding nucleus ഒഴിച്ച് ബാക്കിയുള്ള cytoplasmic കാണുന്ന ഈ സ്ട്രക്ചേഴ്സിനെല്ലാം കൂടെ ഒരു common name is here. They are called organelles. You have to remember that name, organelles. Organelle. So what are organelles? Organelles are different structures that are present in the cytoplasm of the cell is called. The different structures that are present in the cytoplasm of the cell is called organelles. So this is the basic thing. Once again I say, cells are the basic unit of all living organism, and I explained the discovery of cell and further development. Robert Hooke is the one who discovered cell, and the contribution of other scientists also I explained. Then I told you there are organisms with a single cell, and they are called unicellular organisms, and the many-celled organisms are called multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms are having different type of cell. They are having different type of cell because they are doing different function. So some diagrams of some different cells are given in the text tube. Fat cell, അതൊക്കെ നിങ്ങളുടെ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ഒക്കെ ഓൾറെഡി it is given. Then last thing I mentioned that cell is, if you examine inside the cell, nucleus is there, but inside the cytoplasm are so many other structures are there. These structures are generally the common name for these structures are called organelles. So many organelles are there. That is, mitochondria is a powerhouse of the cell. You might have heard, and the chloroplast in plants, and so many other structures you will see, ribosomes, and so many other structures you will study, lysosome, അങ്ങനെ ഒത്തിരി എണ്ണമുണ്ട്, centriole, and this all structures you will study. So this is the beginning part of this topic, and if you have any doubt you can ask up to that much, and so that is enough for today. So, okay.